My name is Margaret in Windsor, and I just say for the sake of it that I'm just reading my ARP here magazine, and has Jeff Bridges on the front cover, nice looking man, and Cher. All right, so anyway, now that I'm going to go to this is the psychiatrist at Fort Hood shooter that's probably on death row. He was convicted, and he finished school at Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, next door to me. And I just put this on previous tapes, some of it, and I couldn't get it all on the tapes. But anyway, he was a psychiatrist, and he was under mind control. He was born right here in Benton, Roanoke, Virginia, just a few miles from Blacksburg. But that's what you can do with mind control, and that's one of the it's a weapon. You can, the agencies using it can commit mass mind control. Snowden only touched the tip of the iceberg on it. At any time, they can pull you up and decide that your name's, it's cryptic. Part of this is crypt, how they can use time, dates, synchronicity to send messages or commit crimes. Like if they wanted to, and I'm not saying they did, I just wonder about it. ISIS, how it got all these people to come and join in, but then the United States is the one that's the terrorist. So, and their media, sitting it up there. So have you ever watched how pretty they are? How well groomed, and they're always having fun. The thing is, they go home to their children. They put them in private schools or nice schools. They have nice homes. They jaunt all over the world, and they present themselves as the good guy when they're just wolf in sheep's clothing. That's all I can say. I just hope this is all told and I'm alive. Sit done. Now then, my real name is Margaret Ann Windsor, by the way. They gave me the name Peggy Ann Dempsey. I used the name Childers when they kidnapped me and brought me over here in 1941 to Moulton, Alabama, Lawrence County. Montgomery, Alabama is where I got the birth certificates if you want to get into crypt and instant messaging by using other people to do it, which really boils down to my walk and journey of hell through this, made by this country has been the same. They don't give a rat's about me. I'm a big joke. And I'm not even going to go into the other thing that's happening about the missing students and missing other things that happened at Tech. And it's not just here. It happened in Huntsville, Alabama, where I worked for the DA. After they put antifreeze in me, oh, yes, all this you can check out if anybody cared to. Larry Flint, I think this is probably one of the reasons because people will, it gets their attention. Whether it's not done me any good, people really don't want to hear it. Kill the Messenger is it. Hustler Magazine. That article was in, well, I'm making a mess of this, so I can hardly get up and down. But anyway, that was in April issue of 84. Now, let me get back to the point here. And by the way, well, I'll say it right here, and I want to show Timothy McVeigh. He said the United States put a chip up his buttocks, and he went out, and Oklahoma City bombing happened, and he was put to death. And Brian Nichols is in prison in Oklahoma City. Now, I'm just going to read this, and I guess I just, okay, I do want to go back to this and not try to connect anything. If people really cared about Robin Williams, they would care about how he really died. He was programmed a long time ago during the Mork from Ork when he married, well, her name was Mandy on the program. Now then I'm going blank. She was married to Mark Harmon, or still is, off of NCIS. I can't think of her name now, but he was supposed to be from another planet, emotions involved on this planet, etc. But he was programmed way back, and in this whole thing, they have used certain names. It's crypt, like they used back in the war. It's just using people and time, etc. And this is Starman. He played Starman, Jeff Bridges, and that's where the alien came in and took on the identity of her husband. But yeah, people, things they don't like to hear, they're going to tune it out. And you're crazy. The crazy card is what's been played, like in O.J. Simpson. How do you think O.J. Simpson died? Well, he's not dead yet, but anyway, might as well have been. I mean, he was programmed, and his wife, I feel sad for her. And for the young man, but the Americans support the agencies here that are doing this. They're deliberately naive and blind to it all by choice. God knows I beat the doors down and crawling and begging, and I sure didn't get all the turnout that, anyway. I did want to read this, so I've got it on here for whatever it's worth. Mind Control Projects, MK Ultra, you can Google. I couldn't when I did my book, or did it and couldn't get it published, got filled full of antifreeze, thank you. MK Ultra, you Google it. I did this book in 76 to 80. You can chemical weapons that are projects that are developed by agencies of the United States government. The labs deliberately develop viruses, genetically engineered diseases that use as weapons of war by the United States. Google it. Okay, FBI agent Atlanta, Georgia, 82 December, talked to me, and he faked yawning. You bore them when with what you're telling. It's not until they see how it affects them that they care. And by the way, Congress complained when they found out that some of the American citizens, some of this was being used on them without their knowledge. Okay. 1984 Grottos, while a car furnished by Hustler magazine sat parked behind, I guess I'd do better without trying to read it, Ronica's Exxon and convenience store. I pumped gas, cleaned windshields. I couldn't get jobs. I had my job shut down. Cashiered at the store due to my jobs being shut down. Now, there was an FBI agent supposed to be retired, that supposedly retired there to Grottos. He frequented the store, and I pumped gas and all that, cleaning windshields, like I said. And he would come in occasionally, and he told me, well, I'm just going to tell it myself. He said they've made it so ludicrous that people know you're telling the truth. It gives them the chance to help you or walk away. You'd be shocked the world would see how fast they walk away and try to pretend it's crazy. Oh, the government doesn't do that. Until you prove that it was proved, and the press has to print it, that's controlled by the Rockefellers, the Illuminati, and they're not going to tell it. Anyway, I want to go down to this. I wrote The Medical Malpractice, 75 to 80. April the 1st of 80, antifreeze was forced in me, and I should have gone into a coma and died, and that was another nightmare in my life. June the 23rd of 79, I had a letter from the U.S. Attorney, William Harper. Assistant James Baker had signed it, read FBI, and it said NSA, National Security involved, ongoing investigation. I'm trying to get this since I'm in a hurry and I won't get it all on this video. Okay, the manuscript was about mind control, and there's a warning Rosina Matthews, who was a pathologist at Piedmont Hospital, which is where U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald was a urologist, and I wrote about him and Center for Disease Control.